Hi, in this video I'll show you how to use your Element Xumo TV. I'll show you how to have access to all the different features and how to set up certain things. So let's get started right away. Every time you're going to press the home button, you're going to get on your home page. The first section over here that you can navigate with the left and right buttons is everything that is recommended to you. Then if we go one step lower, you're going to see all the apps that you have. Okay, again, these are all the apps. If you want to see them all, you're going to press Apps View All right over here. And now you have access to hundreds of different apps. Everything comes pre-installed on this TV. You don't have to download any apps. Everything that you see here is already installed. Simply go over it, press the middle button, and you will launch, for example, Amazon Music here. If I press, it will launch Amazon Music, although I didn't download it ever. It comes already installed. Let me go back to the home page by pressing the home button. If one of the app that you have launched is not over here, for example, I have launched Amazon Music, well, every time you're going to press the home button, it will be displayed over here with the other recommended apps. Okay, simply press the left side button if you don't see it, and here you go. That's the app that I have launched. To place this app with the other ones down below, you're going to press the three dots button, add to apps row, and now as you see, it has been added right over here with the rest of them. Let me show you how to set up your TV antenna with this television, and then I'll go through how to use the remote and all the different ports that are on the back of the TV. So I'll go step by step and also show you how to search for different channels with your antenna. So step number one, take your TV antenna. If you don't have one, I'll put links towards Amazon in the description down below where you can get one. So if we go on the back of the TV, the antenna connector is this one. It says over here A and T. To connect the antenna, you have first of all to bring the connector on it like this, and then you have to screw it so that it stays securely in place. Where you place your TV antenna will determine how many channels you'll find. If you can, the best position for a TV antenna is close to a window. Over here I don't have any windows, so I'll just leave it on the table and I don't expect finding many channels. But if I was you, I would definitely try the best possible to put it close to a window and not close, especially not in between two walls that are blocking the signal. Okay, next step, take the remote control and press the settings button right over here. If you don't see the settings button, there was, I don't know if you see, on the home menu here, a settings icon there you can click. Next, on the left side, you're going to go down, and one of the options should be, here we go, antenna and inputs. Select it, and here we're going to go down and select antenna. Select scan for channels. Select it's plugged in, and the scan will begin. At this point, just leave the remote on the table, take a coffee. It will take a few minutes. The TV will scan and we'll find all the TV channels, the local free TV channels that are around you. Okay, so as I told you, there's no channel that got found since I'm literally in a basement between four walls. But in your case, there's a good chance that the TV would find many different channels and you won't have to select try again. You'll be able to select done, and to have access to all the channels that they got scanned in the future. Okay, on the remote control, you're going to press the input button here, and you're going to select antenna, and usually it won't be scanned for channels because you're going to have channels that would be found. So by clicking there, you'll be able to see them and pressing up and down to shuffle through all of them. I want to discuss with you all the ports that are located on the back of your Element TV. So I will talk about what you can use them for and why they are there. So let's get started right away. We'll start on the bottom and we'll go up. So the first one over here is to connect an Ethernet cable. These cables are going directly into your internet router. In case you don't want to use the Wi-Fi, you can connect an Ethernet cable, an LAN cable from your router to here, and the connection will be a lot more stable. Then we have 3 HDMI ports, and you're going to notice that on one of the HDMI port, it will say EARC. In my case, it's HDMI 2. This means that if you have a sound bar, a sound system like an amplifier, a home theater, stuff of this nature, connect it right over here. Your TV will be able to control that unit. For example, if you have a sound bar and you connect it here, every time you turn on your TV, the sound bar will turn on as well. Every time you take the remote control of your TV and you change the volume, it will also change the volume on your soundbar. Your TV will be able to control your device that is connected in the EARC port. If we go up, we have an antenna or cable input. So if you have, again, an antenna like this one that connects using an antenna cable like this one, screw it over here and you'll be able to watch local free channels. Then if we go up, we have mini AV in. This is for an adapter that connects over here and will give you the RCA connectors. It's great if you have, let's say, a vintage console like a Nintendo 64 and you need to connect it to this TV. But again, you need the adapter to make this work. You cannot connect the device directly in this port. Finally, we have the headphone jack. Pretty self-explanatory. If you want if you don't want to disturb anyone around you, connect your headphones over here, and the sound will come out of your headphones and not the speakers of the TV. Then we have optical out to connect an optical cable. Most people will use an optical cable to connect a soundbar or a sound system. You can connect the soundbar in the HDMI, and this is what I recommend. But if you don't want to do this, well, the optical cable can also be used. And finally, we have a USB port that can be used for 2 different things. First of all, you can charge devices with it. If you have a Fire Stick, Roku stick, something of this nature, a Chromecast that connects in one of the HDMI ports, it will require power. So you can simply connect the USB power, the USB cable, from your Roku stick, let's say, to this USB port to give power to that device. Or you can connect a USB drive with your movies and your music, connect it here, and you'll be able to play whatever is on it on your TV. I have made a separate video showing you how this is done. So let me explain how to use the remote control of your Element Xumo TV. I'll show you what each of these buttons is doing. So let's get started right away. From the top here, we have an input button. If you want to select through the different HDMI or other connections like antenna, USB that you have connected in the back of your Element TV, you can tap this button. And on the screen, you should see all the options appearing. Navigate using this circle button by clicking the left or right button. Let's say you want to go in HDMI 1, press the middle button to confirm. Next, on the remote control, we have the power button. It will turn on and off the TV. We have the volume up, volume down button. These are, I know it looks like one button, but it's 2 different buttons. You have the mute button, so it stops all the audio coming out of the TV. And here is the settings button. If you press the settings button, it will come out on the left side. And from here, you can navigate through all the different settings that this TV has for you. Next, we have this button. This is the mic button. Instead of typing, you can keep press and say what you want. So if you're in YouTube and you're trying to type something, you can simply keep it pressed, say whatever you want, and release. You can also use this button to say certain commands like open YouTube or etc. Again, you need to keep press this button, talk, and then release it. Next, we have the three dots button. This is not available in most apps. For example, let me go on the home screen, and these are all the apps that I have on my TV. If I go over one of them, let's say Disney, and I press these three dots, I'll be able to move the app where I want. So for example, I want to put Disney app over there. Well, I'll put it there. Then I can select another app with these three dots and move it. Otherwise, this can open the menu in different apps. So let's say you're in Peacock or whatever. Sometimes by clicking this button, it will open the Peacock menu. It's something that you need to try with a specific app. We have the navigation pad, left, right, up, down, and middle to confirm. We have the back button. So no matter where you are, if you want to go back, press the back button. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Next, we have the home button. Every time you press on it, let me just go somewhere else. Every time you press the home button, it will bring you back on the home page where you see all your apps. Then we have the plus button. To be honest, every time I tried to use it, it didn't work for me. So for example, if I'm on the home menu, it simply tells me that an update will arrive and this button will work. I was never able to make it work in almost any apps that I have used. So if you know how to use it, please leave a comment down below. Help me, show me what can this be used for. I'm sure if you leave a comment, some people will find it very useful. Next, we have all these shortcuts. These cannot be changed. So if I want to launch Prime Video, I'll tap on Prime Video and it will open the app. Very simple. Unfortunately, I wish these were customizable, but it's not. And then we have the number pad. This is only used in, again, some apps. Let's say YouTube, you need to type a number, and I don't know why, while you're logging in or while you're searching for a subject, well, you can use this number pad. I'll show you how to switch between different HDMI devices you have connected to your Element Xumo TV. So there's two ways on how this can be done. The first way is using your remote control. Let me show you over here on your remote. The top left corner button is input. If you tap on it, the input menu will appear, and by clicking left and right, you'll be able to select one of your HDMI inputs. Over here we have antenna, and here is my HDMI 1. It has recognized I have connected a Roku stick on it, so that's why it says Roku. Then you can go even more, HDMI 2. Here I have HDMI 3. I have connected a Fire TV stick, that's why it says there. And finally we have media player. This is if you have connected something in the USB port. You can connect a USB drive to with your movies or with your music. So I'll click, let's say, HDMI 3, and it will switch to HDMI 3. If I click on input again, I can go back in this menu and select another HDMI. Now, this was method number one. The second method, if you have lost your remote control, you can do it using the button located under the Element logo, under the TV. Let me go back on the home screen. Okay, and if I tap once on this button, a menu will appear on the right side. If I tap on it, you see, again, I can switch between, this is HDMI 1. If I release my finger from the button, it will select HDMI 1. If I click again, I can select HDMI 2, HDMI 3, and the other inputs simply by clicking on this button. And once I want to select something, I'll just let it go and the TV will select. Let me show you how you can mirror the screen of your iPhone or iPad to your Element Xumo TV using Wi-Fi. Make sure that both devices are connected to the same Wi-Fi network, and then let's continue. So what we need to do is to take the remote control and I'm going to press the settings button on the top right corner over here. If you don't have the same remote as me, go and tap the settings icon on the top left corner. It's the same thing. Then once you're over here, we're going to go all the way down this list, and one of the options should be right here, AirPlay and HomeKit. Select it again, and make sure that AirPlay is turned on. Then we have require code. If you want, for example, every time you're going to connect your iPhone to your TV to be required to enter a code. So let's say your neighbor cannot connect to your TV, or maybe somebody that you don't want, you're going to select every time, and every time it will ask you for a passcode. If not, just leave it to first time only. Otherwise, don't change anything over here. Go on your iPhone, drag down from the top right corner, and one of the icons should be this one. It's two rectangles. Click on it, and one of the options should be Element Xumo TV. Tap on it. It will ask you for the code that I just talked about, 7925 in my case. And since I have selected only the first time, I won't have to enter this code every time I'm going to connect this iPhone to my television. So at this point, it just started. And as you notice, I can open an app here, and what you see on your iPhone will be mirrored directly on your Xumo TV. At the end, once you're done and you want to stop this, go back, same icon, and select stop mirroring. And you're going to be back to this page. How to select an HDMI default input on your Element Xumo TV. This means that every time you're going to turn on your TV, it will go right in that HDMI input. For example, if you have a PS5, well, you don't want to see this home screen every time you turn on the TV. You want the TV to go directly on your PS5 every time. Well, I'll show you how it is done. Take the remote and press the settings button once. Once you have the settings menu, go down until you get to antenna and inputs. Select this, and then we need to go all the way down in this other menu until we get to default input. Select it, and now you have the liberty to choose between all your inputs. Which one do you want it to be the default one, the one that opens once the TV turns on? So select your HDMI if this is what you want, and this is it. You're good to go. How to use a USB flash drive with your Element Xumo TV. This way you can watch your own movies and also listen to music that you have on it. Step number one is to go on the back of the TV. Here we need to connect it in the USB port that is located on the top. So if you have something connected, you will have to remove it since there is only one USB port. And I'm going to go ahead and connect my USB drive. This USB drive needs to be formatted in FAT32 or exFAT if you want it to work. Then once you have connected, you're going to press the input button located on the top left corner. And then we're going to navigate to the end of this menu where you see Media Player USB connected. Select it, and now we have access to all the different folders that are on your USB drive. Okay, this is all that is there. If you want to select something to watch or to listen, well, you simply highlight it, press the center button, and here we go. This is just a picture, but that's how it will look. If it was a movie, the movie will start playing. You also have media settings right on the left side. Over here, media settings. If you have many pictures, you can select slideshow speed. And here you can select how much time do you want between each pictures. So 4 seconds, 6 seconds, or 10 seconds. This is only if you have many pictures on your USB drive and you want to play them one by one to show to people. So this is about it. If, for example, you're not able to play your movies, there's a good chance that the format that your movie is not compatible with your Element TV. I suggest you put it in .mov or .mp4. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next video.